Here are 50 YouTube settings you should check so you don't say 3 years from now.
I would have gotten so much more views or money.
Like this setting, where you can click on allowed for these two categories and instantly make more money. If you are monetized, like I did for my channel on this video with 1 million views. But if you're not monetized yet, let's start with these settings so you can get there ASAP. Like this new test and compare feature. Use it to ABC test 3 thumbnails. And if you can, try to do it like Mr. Beast by first testing 3 very different thumbnails and only later split test small changes like this. And for the next setting, if you doubt which category to pick, for example between education or blog, then here's what you can do. Right click on a viral video similar to yours, click on view page source, then Ctrl F to search for category, and then you know which category they use and you may use as well. And for customization and a trustworthy profile picture, I've used this free tool which created images of me like this, and even this. When I record this, you can create 400 images for free per month, which is crazy. If you want to know 72 other free tools that I use without affiliate links or sponsored BS, then you can access the free sheet below. And for the next setting, create a strategic layout for your channel homepage like Imangazzi, who has put an emotionally triggering video on top, which is above all very relatable to young men, which is his main audience. After all, the idea of giving back to your mother is very dominant in young men and inspiring to many. Which brings me to playlists. Always add your video when uploading to a playlist. It's just another extra opportunity to be shown in the search results by the algorithm, especially if you use the keywords in the title and description of the playlist from the secret keyword research that I show later in this video. Because remember, YouTube, just like Google, is a search engine. And go to this page to actually see how many views your playlist gets. And then use this setting to add your playlist on your homepage. And a quick tip here, if you have appeared on podcasts on other channels, you can actually add those videos from other channels into one playlist called, for example, podcast appearances, and show that playlist on your homepage, which obviously adds authority when people open your channel. And did you know that you can also embed these playlists, for example, on your website? And when it comes to your video watermark, just don't use it. I mean, have you ever clicked on one to subscribe? And also it covers a part of your video that now people can't see. Talking about that, prevent that your captions or graphics are covered by their user interface, like the comment button or like button or subscribe button, especially on short form video. You can use this overlay and send it to your editor. I will add a link below where you can access it for free. If your video is a short, this is the secret. How you can get those custom thumbnails on your shorts. Because yes, YouTube still doesn't have the feature. Here's what you do. You want to add your custom thumbnail, not as the first frame, but the first 2 frames of the video when editing. And then when you upload your short, manually drag the slider of the video to the beginning and your custom thumbnail will show, giving you a much higher chance to go viral. For lots of reasons, especially because no one is doing this. And so far, if you found this video helpful, comment the word gold below, which can increase the comment to view ratio on this video, which is another nugget many people don't know. Just like number 12, the recently updated inspiration tab, which I think is very underrated, as YouTube shows you the search terms of your viewers that are trending upwards. So use this, and this tab to your advantage when researching new video ideas. Talking about research, use the free Chrome extension from vidIQ to see the channel tags of someone else. Then copy them to a Google Sheet, because I will show you later in this video how to find out which keywords to use in your channel tags, also which ones in your video tags and as description hashtags. But before that, use this little trick by adding this to the end of your channel URL like so, and now you can use that link in strategic places, for example like your newsletter, and people are much likely to click on subscribe when they open that link instead of just your regular channel URL. But did you know that if people have your channel link, perhaps your private one, that they can see the channels that you are subscribed to? If you don't want that, turn off this setting under account privacy and then keep all my subscription private. I actually use this to my advantage to better understand my subscribers. Better said you. Because did you know that you can see all of your subscribers who have turned that setting still on here in your YouTube studio? And then you can click on their channel, and if they have videos uploaded, you can watch some of them to better know who is on the other side of your video, who you're actually talking to. And you can right away see which channels they watch. But if you prefer your own privacy, then go to this setting and remove your contact info if you don't want to receive spam, because you will. Just know that potential sponsors or partners use this contact. So I leave it on. I just use Gmail's spam button for all the spam artists out there. Which brings me to the next setting. Turn your notifications off if you care about the truth, or leave it on to read all of your comments on your video and feel the stress and pride that comes with it. I turn it off because reading opinions leads me further from the truth, not closer. And to get you closer to more views, change this in your channel defaults, unless you make content specifically for kids. Because YouTube won't allow comments, will target young children and show limited ads on these videos, hurting your views and revenue. And now that we are in the channel defaults, change these settings as well to save yourself time. Leave your currency on USD until you go through the monetization process. Why? Even though I don't have proof that YouTube will show your videos to more of a US audience, there can only be an upside to leaving this on USD. Just make sure you change it to the actual currency before you apply for AdSense. The same applies for this setting, your country of residence. Change it to your country if that's the country you want to target. But if it's the US and you don't live there, then leave it empty until you go through the monetization process. Because then it needs to be filled and correct. And for the next setting, just allow viewers to clip your content. I mean, why not? I see it as free promotion. And obviously, thumbnails are a must to get more views. So make sure you verify your phone number in the feature eligibility. I also do think that it plays a role in the YouTube algorithm and that they deprioritize accounts that are not verified. But that's just a little conspiracy. But adding hashtags to your video descriptions is not. I've noticed more than once that they are effective in getting you more views. So I did hashtag research on YouTube. Yes, very few people do this. So here's what I do. I look for videos that show up under a hashtag with a very high video count. And then if I do think that those videos under that hashtag that I want to use are similar to the one that I want to post, then I add them to the sheet that I talked about earlier. And I've seen videos with 3 hashtags perform the best. So generally I pick 2 big hashtags with lots of videos using it. For instance, hashtag marketing and hashtag content creator. And then if I can find one smaller, very niched hashtag like multi-potentialite, I won't explain what it means, just Google it if you're interested. And as mentioned earlier, here's what I personally do to find the best keywords to use as hashtags or channel tags or video tags or keywords in the video title or description. And for those who think it is a waste of time, well, if YouTube gives you all of these options to put in keywords, do you really think it has no effect at all? Considering YouTube is from the search engine we all know, Google, where SEO is perhaps the most important thing to rank your website. I leave it up to you, but I rather spend 20 minutes finding high volume and relevant keywords that, by the way, I can also repurpose and use on other platforms. And I found that during this keyword research, I often come across new words that I never heard of before that are actually really relevant with what I talk about and that I now can use in next video ideas, like the word multi-potentialite. Anyways, here's my process. I add all the keywords that I can find and think of to a Google Sheet. I use the free vidIQ Chrome extension, but also this free website that lets you extract the tags of popular videos. And then when I have the list, I use this free tool to find the search volume for each keyword and competition level so that I can prioritize the best keywords. And then you can add some of them that you always talk about here using this free website that lets you copy the entire Google Sheet column and adds commas to it so you can easily copy paste it into your channel defaults. And for your next setting, make sure you change the default visibility to private or unlisted if you often share your video with a sponsor before they approve your ad break. Talking about ad breaks, do you know why many videos are just 8 minutes long? It's so that they can make more money because they can place more ads. And if you are monetized, you can review your mid-roll ad placements here and add more ad breaks or change the timestamps of your ad breaks here. I've never done this. I always let YouTube decide, just like I let them decide my automatic chapter. And here's my best guess if you wonder if you should do the same. When you look at MrBeast, they have turned this setting off. And I think they do on purpose because it allows people to skip through your video. But when you look at Stephen Bartlett's podcast, The Diary of a CEO, who, by the way, A/B tests everything, I assume that they also A/B tested this setting using no chapters. But they are, until now, still using timestamps. Now, of course, they wrote their own chapters, so they don't make use of this setting. So if you make podcasts as well, or very long videos, you may ask ChatGPT to give you the best timestamps based on your transcript. I just leave the setting on, as well as allowing automatic places and automatic concepts. I recommend not overthinking these, as well as default language. If you create in English, I would always select English instead of English in one of the sub-countries, as YouTube's algorithm may narrow your reach. And for video license, if you're still small, you may use Creative Commons, as it makes it easier for others to use part of your videos in theirs. But if you're like, Alex or Mosey, then you may keep as many rights as possible to prevent reputation damage. And even if you use the Creative Commons license, you still get notified here. And consider reviewing this copyright section weekly or monthly to see if there are any new videos pop up. And if you want to claim a removal request, if you think a channel used a part of your video unrightly. And then we have the YouTube analytics. I mean, I can make a whole video, even playlist, about how to look at your analytics so your channel blows up. But here are some important features already. When you click on advanced mode, you can export your stats, so you can import them in Google Sheets and analyze them there, which I prefer for many reasons. And if you want to have free access to the automated dashboard that I'm working on, I will share it in our group chat when ready. But our WhatsApp group is only for serious creators. And if you are serious about finding the best time to upload your video, go to the audience tab to find out your best times to post if you have enough data. And then I recommend posting 1 hour before your peak hours begin and checking these stats once a month, or better, just before every upload, so you know the best time to post for that day. And check this hidden setting that you can only change before your video goes public. I've tried turning this off once, and when I did, the video got way less views, which makes sense because a lot of views come from your subscribers, at least within the first few hours. But of course, 1 is not a large enough data set to conclude an experiment. So as always, find out yourself. Generally speaking though, you only want to experiment turning this off if you are switching a lot from topics on your channel. And if you also change your video category often and often use education, I make sure that I leave academic level and these other settings on none to prevent again a narrower reach, like your video location. Now, I don't have evidence that changing your video location to the US makes YouTube show your video to more US viewers, but it could make sense. Again, the best way to find out is try yourself and looking at your demographics in your analytics after posting. And of course, don't forget to tick this box if you get sponsored, because you can get punished if you don't. The same applies for altered content. And if you're unsure if, for example, your 11 Labs voiceover falls under this category, then you can ask the creator support chat if you have the option available. I do. What you for sure have access to is the audio library, with copyright-free access to music and sound effects. And I would always postpone paying for tools like Epidemic Sound as long as possible. Again, I will put a link to my Google Sheet with all the 73 free, but mostly unknown tools that I use myself. And before I show you one of YouTube's most effective settings, first, if you are monetized, turn on mid-roll ads here on default, so you can actually afford pay tools. And check your status under ad suitability. Make sure it says this. And if you have a Shopify store like Ali Abdal, then start using the shopping feature to show your products like this. And even more importantly, you get the option available in your analytics to see how your links are performing like this. And then the one major setting to always turn on are end screens. And here's very practically how I think at this moment you can implement them best. Use 1 to 3 sentences at the end of your video to make your viewer curious about this next one, and use that as the only call to action at the end of your video if your goal is to get more views. And yes, that means that your video stops abruptly, which is good because there's lower drop off. And if you prefer more privacy and prevent future sponsors from giving you lower rates, then I would turn this setting off. And if you have separated your personal from your brand YouTube channel for privacy, then set your default channel here for convenience. And for this setting, short remixing, I always leave it on. I mean, why wouldn't you let other people promote your videos by turning them into shorts? And if your video is already a short, always add a related video here, or even better on your phone, as you can also select the thumbnail there. And for the related video, I prefer to link to another short instead of long form video that everyone recommends. Because I have never watched a long form video when I'm in a flow state of scrolling through YouTube shorts, but I would watch a similar short. And if you want to know how Mr. Beast can even do giveaways in his YouTube shorts and 6 other marketing techniques that I bet you didn't know, then watch this video